Hey guys, hello and welcome to another video today. So in previous video we have seen RPA challenge using the UI in Power Automate. So what I have done is I have downloaded an Excel, fill all the fields and then filled them using a UI, and that was we are able to complete that in less than 2 minutes. Right. So today we will be doing the same challenge, but we will be doing in less than a minute, and we will not be using the UI today, although we will launch it and download the Excel using the UI. But we will be using the scripting language, which is JavaScript, right? So if you see here, we have a JavaScript function, run JavaScript function on web page. So using this functionality, we will be filling all the fields which we have filled in this RPA challenge in the previous UI video. If you haven't watched the previous video till now, you can go watch it, see how we have done it using the UI, and then how can we perform it using the JavaScript function. So let me quickly launch the RPA challenge site. So here I have this RPA challenge website where I'll be entering all these details, but not using the UI, but using the JavaScript, and then we will see what is the difference using the JavaScript and what is the difference between the UI. Okay, so let's get started to our new flow. This can create a new flow called RPA challenge. Okay, so basically JavaScript is being used by browser. 99% of the website uses this JavaScript, basically a scripting language for browser. It helps to manipulate data on the web pages. It helps to send clicks or fill any field. I'll show you how can we fill the fields at the backend using the JavaScript. So if I go into here, and what you have to do is you just have to go to Chrome, go to developer tools. You can press Control Shift I for browser, and you have to click this inspect. This is an inspect button, right? So once you click this and then you click on any of the your element on the web page, it will inspect it, right? So let's say let me inspect the address. Okay, now I'll just click it and it will show me the properties it has, right? So it has the input property, it has the name, which is label address, it has the ID, right? It has name, it has class. So all these attributes this address has. Similarly, email also have these attributes. It's just changed to, so label address, in place of label address we have label email, we have different ID, we have different name in order to identify them distinctly, right? So how do we fill these at the backend? So let's see how can I fill it using these attributes in the elements area. So I go to console, I write a query called document. So document is basically your web page, web dot query selector. Query selector is basically what you want to fill some query, or you want to enter some query on the web page. And then here this is the syntax. So in input, so I already have this. So input is basically your parent selector, and then inside input you have to select the label name. Okay, so for example, if you go here, your ng reflect name equals to label name, so you have to pick this element inside the input, right? So input is your parent element, and inside that parent element you have to fill this ng reflect name equals to label name. Or and why we are picking this one? Because this one is unique. If you see ID, this is going to change, name is going to change, and class, I think class is same for all the elements. So only this ng reflect name is distinct for all the elements. So if I go here, so what I write here is input, then open a square bracket, right? Then write this whole element ng reflect name equals to label last name, and then I close this into a single quotes and close this bracket. Dot value equals to, let's say I give it last name. Right, now I see the last name comes here, right? So this we will implement in our Power Automate. Let me just copy this one and let me just close this. We will see the name of each element in the query selector. What is the name? But first, let's launch, or let's, attach our browser. What is our first step? So here we attach it by title and RPA challenge and save it. Let me just write my query to the so I have written this. Now after the attach, I have to download Excel and click on start. So I am clicking on start using the UI element, and I will suggest you to try your own JavaScripts to click on the start button. So I'll just strike this. Okay, this is being done. Let me just quickly go here and select proper attributes. I do not want any of these. Let me just say browser. We have press button on web page, and we will click start. You can also use JavaScript for this also. But now let's see how can we use the script. So run JavaScript function. For this, the instance it will ask for what instance you want to run your script, and then it has a function, right? Execute JavaScript. You can name it any function you want, and then you have your query or you have your statement inside these curly braces. Okay, so let me just copy this and let me just paste it here. So document dot query selector input your label name and dot value equals to this. Okay, and let me just save it, and if I run it, let me disable the section and let me just okay, let's see what it does. See, it has written the last name correctly. Now I have to use this for how many fields I have. I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 fields. So for 7 fields I will just have 7 JavaScript 3 4 5 6 7. I can also have one JavaScript, but to explain better I'm taking 7 script functions. Okay, and let me just quickly change these. First name. Okay, and if I go in here and control shift I can get all the label names. So for address we have label address, for email we have label email, role in company we have label role, and for company name we have label as company name, and for first name is already there. So for phone number we have only the phone. Okay, let me just close this one and go to my page. So let's take it role, let's name it role, and address, address, and then we will have company, company, we'll have phone, phone, and then last I think email is left. Just email and the email. Okay, let's just save and let me just run it, and now let's see how it works. Okay, so if you see, it has written all the fields except the company. Let's see what is the issue with the company. We go back. Okay, the name is company name, not company. Okay, let's save and finally run it. Run it again. Okay, so it has filled the company also. So this is how we can call a JavaScript function on web page. Now What I will do is I will just take one more function here to click on my this button, this submit button, right? So I'll just input ng reflect. So how will we click on this is if I go to my page and inspect my elements for the submit button, right? So here you have the input as parent and then you have type as submit, right? So let me close it and let me in the input I'll just remove this and write type equals to submit. Okay, and then since this is not a text, this is we have to click, so I'll write a click function, click. Okay, and yeah, all good. Now let's run it. Let me just click submit myself once and let me just run it quickly. Okay, so it has filled all the fields except that email goes into next, but it has also clicked the submit button at the last. And why it enter the email is because we have email at the last and submit at the second last. That's why it has filled the email in here. But anyway, now we will have to pass these values of last name and first name dynamically from our Excel. Right, so we have our Excel already. I hope you have practiced and found the glitch from the previous video. Now I'll be making a subflow to read the Excel. So read Excel. First is to launch. So I have this enter this path and then I will just read it. Value of range cells A1 to G. I'm giving the name cells. Save, so it will read the Excel and then let me just close it. Right, so now let's go to main and let us make a new subflow for this called fill entries, right? And then just call a subflow. First, we will read the Excel file and then we will click on our button. You can use this. Okay, we do not have any browser instance. Let's see it. Then like this. Then I'll click my start button and let's just save. Let me just copy this on the main page and then call my fill entries. Fill entries. Okay, now inside the fill entries, I can just have a loop inside this of my read to the loop through which we have all the data from the read Excel, right? So let us have a loop for each, and we will have the Excel data. Let me save this and let me move all these actions into my loop. Okay, so this is how they will be moved. Now I will move. Okay, this is already there. Let me just move it here and let me just delete this and press. I will just enable this action, right? So now I will have to give my last name in here, right? So how can I give the value in my last name is I will just simply get the output of current item, and as you know, if I want to get the value of last name, I have to give the column name. So, right, let's just click save and let me just quickly do it for all the variables. So first name is also done. Then we have the role. If you have any issue what is the name, then you can just copy it from here and paste it here like this. Okay. Okay, so I have changed all the names to, if you see, I have given this variable of current item, and then I have given the parameter last name, and similarly for first name, for a role and company address, company name, all the things I have given. The only difference in these parameter is, if you see, let me take you to the company name. If you see into the company name, this is the variable, right, between two ampersand signs, and then I have given a single quote, right? So what this single quote represent is, this is a string. Okay, so JavaScript will take this as a string, and then if I go here, there is no string as such, right? So this means this is a number, right? Phone number is a number. That's why I have not given a single quotes. I can give single quote, then it will take it as a string, right? So if you can try it with your own, you can try removing these quotes and see what will happen. Now I have given all the JavaScript functions dynamically. Now let me just go to main, read Excel is done, fill entries. Let me just enable this action, and let me just copy it, copy one more action here, and go to main. Okay, and let me just start this. And let's say in how many and how much time this will be done. So if you see, this has been done. So earlier in our UI video, the process was done in 2 minutes, if you remember, and this is being done only in 13 seconds, right? The challenge is completed only in 30 seconds using the JavaScript. So this is how you can use JavaScript in your automation in the Power Automate. Let me know in the comment section below what are the other languages you can use to complete this RPA challenge. Thank you for watching. Till then, bye. Happy automation. See you in the next video.